this place, catching vibes, sit back and we blaze in the sky like I'm out of space. Natural high, light it up, light it up, light it up, light it up, light it up.
What's going on, Cigar World? What's going on, Cigar Enthusiasts? This is Jack, the Cigar Enthusiast, and I'm back with another segment of Cigars and Business Talk, man. I hope you guys are having a great Sunday. We got some amazing content about to come your way. It's kind of hard doing this, while trying to run a shop, but I think we got it all figured out to a T. But y'all got to give me 1 second, just 1 second, to go ahead and get these the rest of these shares done. But if you're new to the channel and you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, give us a huge thumbs up. If you're watching on Facebook, don't be the only person that shares this amazing content or watches this amazing content. Go ahead and hit that that like button, that share button, create a watch party, subscribe to Dapper D's Cigars, as well as the virtual smoke deck, man. How's everybody doing, man? Hit them comment boxes. I need to hear from y'all today, man. How's everything been? Over here it's been hectic, but it's been good. I'm extremely blessed to be able to partake in the things that I'm partaking in. And it's just one of those things where you just continue to count your blessings and look at it from a better scale than busy or whatever the case may be. But anyway, like I stated, man, today is a great Sunday, man. Started my Sunday off really well, actually. We went to church. And that was my first time in the doors of the house of the Lord in a while. So, well, it wasn't a while. It was actually like a couple weeks since we've been open. But it's been a crazy long week, and it's about to get even crazier because we're getting ready for our grand opening. Our grand opening, by the way, if you're in Jacksonville, actually, I don't care where you are. If you're all around the world. You looking to come to Jacksonville, man? Thanks, D-Hub, for logging in, man. What's up, bro? If you're anywhere in the world and you want to come to Jacksonville during our grand opening, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be epic, and you don't want to miss it. Festivities is starting on Friday the 7th. We're going to have the lounge open for regular business hours up to about 7:30, 7 o'clock, somewhere around there. And then we're going to shut it down at that time and then open it up at 8 to 1 p.m. for friends, family, and people that came out of town, as well as our members that, took the opportunity to become a member here at Dapper D's. So we're super excited about that. And then obviously the main event is going to kick off. We're going to have the lounge open for regular, working hours. But on the actual 8th, we'll be open from, we'll start our grand opening party, which is going to be a big deal on the 5th. Actually, I said on the 5th. Oh, it's starting our grand opening party at 5 p.m., but we actually might be closed up to there. That way we just have enough time to get everything together. But it's no guarantee. We're still working it out, still working out the details. Flyers will be coming out. We got our block of hotels for the A-Loft. The A-Loft is like literally in walking distance. It's like 0.001 of a mile. It's really next door to us. So we're blessed to have that up and running. Doing some giveaways, getting all the stuff ready for giveaways, as well as just some Dapper D's merch that's coming to you guys, as far as like travel size cases, different things of that nature. But anyway, yeah, so we got some great stuff going on, man, and I'm actually excited about it. I actually can't wait until we can get it up and just kind of be done. New record, got cigars lit in 5 minutes. Hey, look, I just torched a foot. Gray, you ain't no good, man. I thought you was actually my friend. But I got a lighter that worked this time. Look. But anyway, so we're getting ready for the. See, Gray, you actually jinxed me. My lighter was just working all day. Our lounge is located in Jacksonville, Florida, 725 Scarmarch Drive, Suite 3, Jacksonville, 32218. So yeah, that is where we're located. Anyway, so we're getting everything ready for the grand opening, and it's been hectic, but it's gonna be great. If you guys haven't seen our back patio is going to be kind of open to everybody that night, but it's a member exclusive seating area. But it's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be epic. But anyway, I would love to sit here and talk about Dapper D's all dang day. But I think my wife might get mad and tell me to shut up and get to where we're going. But anyway, so today we're actually talking about a topic that I think often goes on. The lack of tension that goes to this topic when starting a new business or anything of that nature is kind of a big deal. It's a big problem. And I say this is a big problem because if you shortchange this, then 9 times out of 10, your business or whatever it is that you're doing is going to be shortchanged the entirety of its existence, unless you're able to hire some very knowledgeable execs to help you, kind of get past that. But it's going to be one of those things that is really, 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 really hard to get by if you do not put the time and effort into it in the beginning. Now, who am I? If you're new to the channel or you're new to our podcast and haven't watched this, my name is Jack. I'm the owner of Dapper D Cigars here in Jacksonville, Florida. What up, T? One of our members just jumped on, man. Nice to see you on here, Terry. Anyway, so, well, like I said, I'm Jack, owner of Dapper D's, yada, 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 right? Located in Jacksonville, Florida. So my knowledge is coming from a basis of understanding what it took and what we put into not only Dapper D's, but all the other things we have did in our life. We have put some forethought into like the houses we purchased and all these other stuff, right? But this part that I'm about to explain, for anybody that's looking to start a business, anybody that knows somebody that started a business is not having such of a good start to their business, this is probably one of the biggest things that they need to get back to, which is also the basics, and it's understanding the process. What is the process? The process is understanding your business, your industry, and what you're trying to get. No, you're fine, brother. I appreciate you, Grey Wolf. It's the part of trying to get to the point of understanding what it is that you're trying to do and what is how you're going to make your business successful. Now, if you don't understand this key attribute on how are you going to make your business successful, what are you going to do different from everybody else in your industry and different things of that nature, you're going to be in bad shape. But there's also a part that's before you get to that, which is ultimately the process. The process it takes to get to the, to get your business plan written up. The process it takes to get your LLC, S Corp, C Corp, sole proprietor, whatever it is that you decide to put your business, label your business under to get started. And then it also goes into, your market analysis, understanding your market, finding your customer base, understanding what your performance is going to be, your projections. What is your market doing? This business may do great in another market, and then your particular market, it may not do too well. So it's also trying to figure out your growth strategy, your exit strategy. What are you going to do when it comes time to say, hey, I'm done with this, or we have reached our max potential. It's time to expand somewhere, and understanding that, and that is what we call the process, right? And this is one that a lot of people tend to overlook. And I think when you overlook the process, you really get to a point where you have a struggling business starting off. You're trying to figure out, you're always trying to figure out stuff in business, but you're trying to figure out the things in which you should have already figured out in your development or the process portion of it once you get open. And once you get open, it's kind of like the worst time to really figure this out. And just my opinion, I can only tell you what my opinion is. And everything that I say is from what I know, and it's my opinion. If you don't like it, you disagree, that's fine. But I do want to just kind of put it out there. So understanding the process, as I explained, it goes, having a solid business plan that kind of goes over everything, that allows you to think about every single part. I'm sorry, guys. This always happens. Like my allergies start messing up, and that is not good. But anyway, so you gotta do this part in the business plan development process. And this process allows you to really kind of get those questions answered. Ask those those questions that you really don't really think you know the answer to at that current moment. And if you're not able to knock out every single question that you have, or answer the questions who, what, when, where, how, and every portion of your business plan, then you're going to have kind of a rough start to your business. So understanding the process. So many times people will sit here and say, man, you got to fall in love with the process. Whenever you're doing something and it's not going the best way that you want it to go, the first thing people give, or the first suggestion that people give, is fall in love with the process. Thanks, love. My beautiful wife chiming in. Y'all come see her. Make sure y'all buy some cigars, buy some drinks here at Dapper D's, and go ahead and give her a good tip. Yeah, literally, it's all that pollen in the air. But anyway, so understanding the process really allows you to get to the point where you can have a successful business. Now, like I stated, a lot of times people say you got to fall in love with the process. Fall in love with the process. And it's always the time, most of the time they tell you that stuff when things are not going good. Fall in love with the process. Things are going good. You just got to keep trying, keep falling in love with the process. Everything will work itself out. But in reality, I think it's kind of false, motivation for that matter, because at the end of the day, if you're hitting a riff and you're already in business, and somebody is telling you to follow looks like some stuff got funky real quick. Can y'all hear me? Mic check 212. Mic check 212. Yep, we're good. Sorry, my mic muted. But yeah, if you're inside the business and they're telling you you have to fall in love with the process, then I want to look at them and be like, no. First of all, you need to be singing a new tune to them. You need to tell them to get their head out their ass and figure out what is actually going on that caused them to get into this rift, or this portion of their process, for that matter, that's causing them to have a downward spiral. The process started, your idea and your mind started. The process should have ended, but in a way that it wasn't, like, the process never ends. But it shouldn't gotten to a point where it's a lot more less intricate or less harder to manage once you actually got into the business. Now you're just dealing with day-to-day stuff, inventory, employees, payroll, coming up with new ideas to keep your consumers coming back, figuring out what your niche is, and exploiting that to your max potential. Getting to the point where you can, introduce some new things that again sparks your customers and be like, hold on, Jack, you didn't do that last time. It's always changing. That's the process in which you should be in once your business open. If you're still having problems with money, if you're still having problems with hitting your market, if you're still trying to figure out what your niche is in the market, if you're still trying to come up with things that's going to make it confusing for your consumers, that you should have ironed out in the beginning of the process while you're in business, that's the part where I'm no longer telling you to fall in love with the process. What's up, Ryan? Appreciate you, brother. I'm no longer telling you to fall in love with the process. I'm telling you to get your head out your ass and figure out what the hell you did wrong so you can go ahead and fix it. And that is the part where people try to beat around that corner. if the shit is not working, if the stuff is not working while you're in business, then the last thing you want to do is keep that shit going. So you have to understand the process in the beginning so you don't have to run into those roadblocks that's going to hit you like a full, a steam truck or a train or whatever the case may be. And while you're going through the business part of it. All right. So everything I'm going to tell you now is really going to kind of prep you for the time where you get to these roadblocks and just jump right over them. Jump right over them. Why? Because you planned for it. Because you looked into it. Because you understood what your plan was, not just understood the monetary value and what you're going to make. If nobody could have told us what we're going to make when we first opened up. Nobody could have told us how many cigars we were going to sell when we first opened up. Nobody could have told me what kind of wine, what kind of beer people like when we first opened up. Why? Because it took the consumers to tell me. But what I could have done was to make sure that when it came to these different ideas and these different parts, I was well prepared to sell as many cigars as I needed to have whatever wine that accommodated every single palate or every kind of wine drinker preference. I could have, took in account all the beers that mostly sell that most companies know about in that area and put all of this stuff in within the process. Ron, I'm gonna get back to you. So understanding that now you can better prepare yourself for the things that probably could throw you a roadblock. Again, you want to hurdle over the roadblocks, not run into it and then try to find a way to go around it or make it stop your momentum and try to find a way around it. You want to get that to the process. And this is where the business plan goes, right? But before we get into the business plan, which I already broke down, I'm not breaking down business plans in a detail, but what I would do is tell you guys some things to highly consider if you want to be successful. But Ron said, how often does the process change? The process changes just as much as your business changes. If for some people, this is half of the battle because their business is clearly changing in the front of them, but what they're doing, again, those things that understanding the different things that you can interject to keep your consumers, always guessing. That is the biggest thing. So many times people always want consistency, but consistency kind of drives people away. You always got to have something that's gonna, oh damn, they doing this. Oh damn, they doing that now. Man, they brought this in. Ron, I tell you what, the last time you came to this humidor, it ain't the same. It ain't the same. Cigars came, cigars left. Cigars won't come back. The beer is not the same. The wines, how they're set up is not the same. The seating has changed several times. It's all about understanding your business and understanding that you have to develop with your business. And this is why we have something called a growth strategy. Because as the business develops and problems, you get faced with problems, too many times people hit problems and as soon as they hit that problem, it stops them. Oh, whoa, hold on. I didn't expect that. Why? Because if you did the proper homework on, the industry and what you're trying to get into, you understand that. Things are going to change. The same industry that New York has is not what Jacksonville has. The same industry, the cigar industry that Orlando has is not the same one Jacksonville has. So you have to understand that and not go into that equation naive. So I think to just kind of fairly answer that question, the process changes as much as your business changes. And if you don't catch it when your business changes, you're going to hit a brick wall, and that brick wall is going to stop you, and it's going to make you put something on your door called out of business sign. And when that out of business sign comes up, you're mentally and you're physically going to feel destroyed, and it's going to put you in a place where you don't feel like you can even run a business again. Or if you do, you're going to go into it scared and different things of that nature, because during the process, you didn't put every single question, every single problem. You didn't throw them all out there on the board and hit them with a dart bullseye in the middle of it that got you to the point where you can walk around it. Now, if you're able to walk around it and you understand the problems that's going to come ahead, you understand that when the cigar industry is different here in Jacksonville, and you have something called a dress code, that people are not going to like that. People are going to have a problem with that, but you understood that in the beginning. You get what I'm saying? So that is the part where, things are constantly changing. And as your business change, you don't stop what you put down in the process, because if you initially did the process right, then you already knew what was coming your way. It's no surprise. It's no surprise when it comes up. So I hope that answered your question, but hey, come on. Got to. Absolutely. And that is exactly what I just said, man. So understanding this, right? We go into the process of your business plan. If a business plan is done right, there's no reason why you bring a business plan to the table, to any business venture, 10 pages or less. I don't care if it's a franchise that already has a blueprint on what to do. You do not want to come to this business opportunity or venture, for that matter, with a perspective like, well, again, somebody did it. They're successful. They made millions of dollars last year. So when I do it, I'm going to make millions of dollars. You don't understand their process. They can sit down and tell you everything they did, but you still don't understand their process, because the things that kept them up at night, the questions that their investors or that the bank or that their wife asked them and they couldn't answer, and they had to go do some research to get the answer, it's not going to be the information that they tell you. They're going to tell you, hey, everything is going great. I'm making X, Y, and Z. This is awesome. But they're never going to tell you the end details. That's why I don't ever understand why, so many people want to, learn how to do something from somebody else, regardless if they're successful in that industry. Yes, they make for a good mentor, but at the end of the day, you need to do your own research. Because if you don't do your own research when it comes to these problems, guess what? You can't call your mentor and be like, hey, I'm having a problem with X, Y, and Z. Can you tell me exactly what you did to get over yours? Because I know you had it right. They're going to be like, the fuck? I got stuff to do. Or they're going to be like, have you researched this? Have you researched your market? Have you looked at this? Have you did that? And if you haven't, nobody's going to hold your hand, right? Nobody's going to do that. Nobody's going to tell you that you need to do this, this, and this at this moment, at this time, and you're going to be okay. It just doesn't work like that. So therefore, when you do your business plan, it should not be less than 15 to 16, 17 pages. Why? Thanks for asking that. Why? Because if you took the time to write out all of this, your executive summary, your customer base, your target customer base, your market, the market that you serve in, and then on top of that, the market of your entire industry, understand your growth strategy, understand your exit strategy, then how can you do that in a couple paragraphs? Again, every single section should be able to answer who, what, when, where, and how. And if it cannot, then that is where you're going to have holes in your plan. And then you lose the actual intentiveness you were supposed to have during the process. This is why I say you have to understand the process. So many times, people go into an industry and say, hey, look, man, this is a $1 billion industry, man. All I need is 1%. 1% of $1 billion that makes me a millionaire. I'm happy. Figuratively speaking, you're right. It does make you a millionaire if you got 1%. But who the hell told you that 1% is guaranteed to you? Because this is a $1 billion industry. Who the hell told you that if you open a door, put some seats in there and sell some cigars or sell some t-shirts or sell, some jewelry or sell some shoes or whatever the case, whatever you're selling, because business is selling, whatever you're selling, Who the hell told you was gonna get that 1% off the jump? And then on top of that, why are you going into the business with a perspective of I only want to get 1%? It's so mind-boggling to me. It doesn't make sense. Because when you put those type of limitations on yourself, those are the limitations that you're going to reach. And when you try to go over those limitations that you set is what's going to stop you from getting there. And this is what's going to cause you to hit roadblocks. Because you're going to eventually get to the point where you're content with making your 1%. And then that 1% is going to turn into 0.5%. And then that 0.5% is going to turn into 0.25%. And then you're going to be looking in the mirror like, what the hell just happened? You hit that roadblock and you never noticed it. You never noticed it because in your business plan, you didn't come up with a proper growth strategy. You didn't say, when I get here, I'm going to do this. And when I get there, I'm going to do this. And when I get there, I'm going to do this. And at this point, I'm going to execute my exit strategy. So again, as I stated, you have to understand the process. And it starts with your business plan. It starts with your business plan. I ain't telling you nothing that you can't, that no millionaire, no successful entrepreneur is not going to tell you. You have to have a solid plan. And then on top of that, you want people to support you, invest into your company because it's a magnificent idea. And then on top of that, they've been knowing you for so long. And then what? They're going to ask you for this one piece of paper. Not this one piece of paper, the one document. Do you have a business plan? Do you have a pro forma? Do you have a projections? And because you was focusing on that 1%, that's how you created your projections. But let's just throw something called COVID in the mix. I'm sure your projections didn't have, your depreciation value up. I'm sure you probably didn't have a reserve contingency to get you past this pandemic. But because you focus on your 1%, as long as you hit your 1%, you're good. That is the problem. So you have to fall in love with the process. You have to fall in love with the process in the beginning. And you shouldn't continue to execute the process once you're in it. You need to be reevaluating, doing some situational awareness on your business to make sure that you're changing your process. My process that I executed to get to the point of being able to fulfill what it is that I was doing is not the same process that I'm fulfilling now. I'm executing my strategy and what I was going to incorporate when I first started. But my process when I first started was to come up with a business plan, to look over my numbers, to crunch them numbers. Biggest rule of thumb is to take whatever numbers you initially came up with. I don't care what it is. Divide your profits by 2, multiply your expenses by 2. And now try to execute your plan. Right? But you had to get to a realistic number. And then once you got there, it was like, this is perfect. This is where you need to divide. This is where you need to do everything else and what you're doing. So again, you have to get to the point where you can successfully execute what it is that your process is. And it starts with your business plan. So in the beginning of your business, the biggest thing that you need to be focused on is how do I get this business up and running? What am I going to need to effectively run this business almost in a seamless transition? What am I going to have to do once the business is open to continue to make sure we have a spark going within our establishment or our business? What are we going to do as far as mottos? My wife sent me something in a process, right? During my branding phase, I was executing a lot on putting my brand out there, doing videos, getting people comfortable with me, getting people comfortable with this logo, with this brand. And then I decided one day, I said, well, the shop is going to be gray, blue, and black. I need to probably change my colors there. And I told her this, and she said, no, don't do that. Why would you do that right now? You trying to establish a brand and then going to change the brand up in the midst of it. She showed me what Apple did when they used to be, the little rainbow, the apple, and then there used to be a rainbow apple with the piece, and It transitioned. Didn't even Instagram transition. Everything's transitioned. Now, I'm going to explain this in kind of a more detailed way. Every single one of those transitions, they got to a different process of their business. They got to a different strategy, got to a different objective, got to a different model, got to a different place that they wanted to take their business. And based on a growth strategy, they took that, and that logo kind of got them to where they needed to go. They changed another logo to get them to the other place. They changed another one to get to there. And now they got, this magnificent platform that everybody uses. Now, how do you do that? How do you do that? And that's understanding the process. Understanding change is necessary. Understanding what you thought about the first time you started your business is not the same thing you need to be thinking about 2 years or a year into your business. You need to be learning. You need to be learning your crowd, learning your business, learning what works, what does not work, and executing based off of that. And then once you get to a point where you have a well-oiled machine, well, guess what? It's time to upgrade your machine. And again, when you upgrade a machine, what happens? You're dealing with kinks. You're dealing with problems. You're dealing with things that you didn't know about. But again, because you already understood that in the process, then when you get to those things, you can easily jump over them. You have hired the right people to help you jump over them. You have gotten to the point you have an infrastructure to support it. You have gotten to a point you have a financial support within your business to help you get through those times. Again, this is the part of understanding the process. Understanding the process. And this statement right here is going to put you out of business. That one right there put you out of business. So many times he's right. So many times entrepreneurs want to do shortcuts. Shortcuts is only short-term results. Shortcuts, short-term results. Understanding the process is what's going to get you to, lasting, a lasting and growing and thriving business. Shortcuts will always lead you to short-term results. Short-term results will always lead you out of business. You don't got to believe me. Go do it. Let me know. And I'd be like, damn. I wish I would have listened to Jack. I wish I would have heard him when he said what he said about shortcuts, because, man, I did a shortcut on this. I did a shortcut on finding one of the cheapest manufacturers I can find, because they was cheaper and I didn't have to research no more. I just went with them. Now you got so many damn defects in all of your products that you can't even sell them without discounting them. A lot of people come to my shop and be like, man, you own a cigar line before? No, why you say that? They said, because most of the time people do it. People find the cheapest way to get in business. Find the cheapest way to get in business. They don't start off right and wondering why they fail. I said, because I understood the process. And I'm not saying this from a arrogant personality or an arrogant state of mind. I'm saying this from a very humbling part. You have to understand your process. You have to do the due diligence to make sure that you understand the process in fully. Now, so many times people be like, well, if Jack can do it, I can do it. I'm going to tell you something. That's not the truth. Anytime you look at somebody else's business and say, if they can do it, I can do it, you're setting yourself up for failure right there. Because the last thing that you missed about the process was the passion that you needed, was the enthusiasm and the integrity and the initiative and the persistent determination and motivation to get through to the other side where it's rainbows. Rainbows don't happen. Rainbows still don't happen for me. People come to my lounge, they love it. Man, I've been blessed with the fact that I have people that understand the cigar culture. I've been blessed with people that have said, Dapper D's is my new home. Been members and had history at these other lounges and said, no, Dapper D's is what we need. And that didn't come from the fact that I looked at, some of the major players in our industry and said that If he can do it, I can do it. No, it's because Jack probably been roughly 100 plus lounges. Jack also ran a couple lounges. Jack also understands what cigars need and what cigars don't. Jack took a lot of time to read articles of not only cigars, but business alone. Jack took business administration classes. Jack took business management classes. Jack looked into the process. Jack took the time to rewrite his business plan 23 times. Jack took the time to understand his industry in full. So just because you see me, don't sit here and say, if he can do it, I can do it. Because you never understand the process and what it took them to get there. And that's exactly what I said when we first started this. You never understand, you never know those things that kept them up, because most of the time when you interview somebody, they don't tell you about those things that, man, when I launched my website, I didn't sleep for 3 days. Literally, I didn't sleep for 3 freaking days. I sat in one chair for 3 days straight, eating a bowl of cereal and chips and energy drinks and coffee and all of that. You say, Jack, why the hell would you do that? Well, it took me time to build my damn website. Took me time to understand what I wanted to do. It took me time to understand that I wanted to be competitive price-wise, so I had to not only just drop my prices down, but I had to be competitive and make sense to me. So again, that's the part where you go into the process and you understand those things. So a couple things I want to leave you guys with when it comes to understanding the process. First, you have to understand your industry. You have to do a detailed market analysis or industry analysis on your highs and lows of your industry. You have to know what seasons they peak, what seasons do they drop, how many years do they usually have a fall off, and how long does the fall off take? Every business, I don't give a damn what business you in, every business has a part where it goes up and then it crashes. And most of the time, as it's crashing, that's when people start jumping off the mountain. Pew, 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 pew. Great example of how people think. 2008, housing market, stock market, all that stuff crashed. What did people do? Oh, I need to take my money. Oh my God, I got so many losses. Oh, I need to sell my house. I can't. I got to foreclose. Versus sucking that shit up and going through the process or the plan that they initially had and staying steadfast on what it is that they were supposed to be doing. But instead, they abandoned everything. And then it puts them in a position where now they're like, damn, if I only would have held in another 2-3 years, if I knew that I wasn't retiring, there's no reason I needed to jump out of the stocks. If there was no reason that I knew this company was going to stay around, there was no talks about them foreclosing, whatever the case may be, I would have been good. If I didn't know this business was going to go out of business, I would have been good. But the fact of the matter is, no, you didn't stay on, the plan that you had. And you went based off the emotion route of understanding that everything that comes up must comes down. Come on, that's basic physics. What goes up must come down, and it never stays up. Think about it. Airplane goes up, it got to come down. A rocket goes up, it got to come down. A bird goes up, and it got to come down. All these things that was positioned or created that can stay up there, it always has to come down. So what changes in business? If a business comes up, it has to come down. But it doesn't have to come down hard if you do the things that you know you need to do. Understanding the process, understanding the change in the process, understanding the shift, understanding the refocusing of what the business is standing for. If you don't do those things, then you're gonna crash. You're gonna crash. So again, it's staying steadfast on your plan, understanding your industry, doing a proper analysis of your market, of your industry. Now, I keep throwing market in there, but this is key. You need to understand the spending habits of your business. I mean, of your your actual market base. Okay, you need to understand the spending habits here. So one thing that's collective to do is every year most major shopping centers come out with a kind of a average sales for the year. They never really give out hard details unless it's a specific company, but most shopping centers does, based on this year, this shopping center produced $10.1 million. So then now you're following this over, a course of 5 years and trying to figure out, did they keep going up or did they keep coming down? What changed when they actually, what major developments did they do in that area to make it go up, whatever the case may be. But understanding the spending habits of your consumers is everything. Because if you know that, let's just say Mercedes-Benz or Bacardi or Amazon is shutting down their operations here in Jacksonville, did I understand that the spending habits that in that actual market, it's going to go down? Why? Because jobs are going down. So you got to understand the details on what your market spending habits is. Then you have to understand the marketing piece. Everything is marketing. Everything I do is marketing, right? I don't come on here and do fake talk or everything I say, I mean it. I thought about it. I understood it. But everything is marketing. So you'll never see me go out here and do something real stupid and expect no consequences. You will never see me go on a record and say nothing that's uneducated, that is unthoughtful, or anything of that nature. I'm never going to do that because everything about your business is marketing. How are you marketing your business? What is the marketing stipulations to your business? Like for me, I market cigars. I'm a cigar lounge. I can't walk into the airport. Trust me, I tried. And get one of those the displays that they have in the actual airports. Why? Because it's cigars. Cigars, I know that. I knew that. But it's never hard to try. So how do you figure out your way around marketing? I can't go on Facebook and do an ad of, me smoking a cigar or whatnot saying come visit Dapper D's, because it promotes tobacco use. They don't like that. You can't do that. So you have to understand your marketing capabilities and then do something that allows you in that realm to be to get to the marketing piece. The virtual smoke deck was created as a marketing piece for Dapper D's. And then I fell in love with it. Then I fell in love with you people that come here and support me every week. I fell in love with it. Because at the end of the day, people want to know what I think. And when I tell them what I think, I don't say, well, let me tell you exactly what it is. Have you watched these videos? If you haven't, go watch it. It's going to teach you something. And if it doesn't, then come ask me. But if it does, then guess what? You didn't even have to waste my time. My time is precious. I want to sit here and talk about the same things over and over and over. That's why I hate answering the questions. For anybody that don't know this, I hate answering the same question of how I got into this. I hate answering the question, are you the owner? Is there anybody else? I've answered this same goddamn question 20 million times. And I know you talk to your friends, so you're just trying to see if the answer is going to change, but the answer doesn't change. You get tired of answering those things. So one thing I realized with my millionaire friends, and I didn't even have to put that part in, but with my friends, because I don't have anybody that's a friend of mine of a direction I'm not trying to go. If you're not trying to go upward, trust me, I'm not trying to tag along because you're just going to keep me stagnant. But when I talk to my friends, it's always, something in detail. When I do interviews, I don't do damn interviews to figure out what was your favorite cigar? What did you smoke? What got you into the cigar industry? What got you into your industry? I want to know intricate details about the process. I want to know, what did it take for you to get to the point that you at? I don't care about what happened in between. What did it take? Because when you understand what it takes, then now you can understand that that is something that you want to do. And if somebody can't give you that, then guess what? You need to do some research. Even if they do give it to you, you need to do some research. You need to look at it. So understanding your market, understanding your industry, understanding your consumers' buying habits. And then lastly, what is going to make you different? This is things that needs to be thought about in the process. One good friend of mine told me, he said, Jack, whatever people are doing, let them have it. Figure out what they're not doing, and you'd be the best at doing that. Make yourself different. I said, wow, that's good. That is amazing. That was probably some of the best advice I've gotten. And it was so simple. Whatever they're doing, let them have it. And do everything that they're doing different. And be the best at doing that stuff. And that's exactly what we're doing. My members, the members of Dapper D's understand what we're doing different. The people here in Jacksonville understand what we're doing different. The people understand that we're not here to worry about the people in this city. I don't shoot for the fish in my pond. I want to get into a bigger pond and start eating the other bigger fish. That's what I want. You can't do that trying to you can't do that trying to just I don't want to go too crazy. But you just can't do it. You can't do it trying to worry about everybody else. You can't. You can't do it trying to focus on the competition that's around the corner or across town. You can't. And if you are, then I'm sorry to tell you, somewhere in your process you failed yourself because you thought too small. And when you start to think too small, you do too small. What I say, shortcuts leads to short-term rewards. Short-term rewards and gets you to out of business. There's no shortcuts here. You can't do no shortcuts. You gotta go all in. It's all in or nothing. It's poker. It's all in or nothing. And you don't go all in and stuff that don't make sense, right? But you go in all in when you feel good about something. That's what business is. It's about going all in on what it is that you feel and what it is that you know. But it first starts with understanding the process. Don't shortchange the process. Don't shortchange yourself. Stay committed to what it is that you're doing. And when you do that, the reward is a lot more substantial. All right? Well, y'all already know what it is. This is Jack, Cigar Enthusiast. I hope you guys learned some stuff about the process and understand the process. Man, I said a lot. I believe I dropped a lot of gems, but maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I didn't get to listen to myself, and I definitely will. Go listen to myself, see how good I sound. No, but seriously, man, I definitely appreciate you guys. Everybody that's watching, everybody that participated, people that's gonna watch this later. If you got any questions, man, reach out for sure. I got you. Next week, we're not doing a segment. Obviously, it is Easter Sunday. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to enjoy my family. And I want you guys to enjoy yours. The lounge will be open for everybody that is in the Jacksonville area. Probably be really slow that day because I understand my process. Probably be really slow that day, but at the end of the day, it's still a place for people to come in and relax and do the things after that. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have a big dinner or something like that. So yeah, come in, have a cigar afterwards. Man, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn that notification bell, give us a huge thumbs up. If you're watching on Facebook, go ahead and follow us at the Virtual Smoke Deck on Facebook, as well as follow us at Dapper D Cigars on Facebook as well. And if you have any cigar needs and wants, man, make sure you go visit dapperdcigars.com or come into our Dapper D store located in Jacksonville, Florida, 725 Skymarks Drive, Suite 3, Jacksonville, Florida, 32218. Again, May 8th is our grand opening. I will have that flyer out to you guys tomorrow. I will also have the link to book your hotels for anybody that's coming out of town. Yeah, it's going to be a crazy event. I'm super excited about it. Also, man, let me just tell you about, some of the things that we got going in our lounge that I don't think a lot of people really know about. Movie night started 2 weeks ago. Every other week we do movie night. Tomorrow, I'm not going to lie and say I know the movie. We're going to do a movie night, though. I'm going to get that posted here very shortly. But movie night will be happening tomorrow. Thursday is cigar education. We're going over the different wrappers of cigars here in the lounge, being able to point them out, understanding the notes that each one of them gives, understanding the origin, different things of that nature. That's about a 45-minute to an hour long education night. So, and then again, live band every Friday. Every Friday here at Dapper D Cigars. I just want to give a shout out. Excuse me. I'm going to give a shout out to Phonics Movement, a local band here in Jacksonville. Came in and rocked the damn house on Friday, man. If you guys missed that, I'm sorry, but you missed a great performance. I'm trying to get them booked, for every week, but we can't work it out right now. But coming soon. They definitely are doing our Friday night gig on Friday, May 7th, which is our first exclusive member-only event, as well as our first ever members event, as well as friends and family that coming down out of town, kind of private party, shutting down the lounge to everybody else. If you're not a member, if you're not friends and family, it's getting shut down. But we will be open for normal business hours on Saturday, and our grand opening celebration starts at 5 p.m. on the 8th. So I hope you guys can definitely make that. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be legendary. So great things coming. Shout out to my beautiful wife, man. Thank you so much, my number one supporter. Y'all want to know how I get through this, how I do this, is because this woman right here puts so much stuff on the table that I didn't even think of. When I said understanding the process, I understood that the process included her. And yes, she has added so much value to this business. So I love you, baby. Thank you so much. But with that being said, man, I'm Jack the Cigar Enthusiast. I hope you guys enjoyed this segment. Again, we don't have any segments this week coming up. I do want to kind of give you guys who we are talking to on the 9th. Oh, that's Mother's Day. So we're not going to do anything on that day either. No, that's not the Mother's Day. Hold on, wait a minute. Oh, the 11th. Our next segment on the 11th, next week is Easter. Our next segment is Pete Johnson from Tatawahe, man. That's going to be an epic one. I got so many questions for that brother, man. If y'all don't know who Tatawahe or Pete Johnson is, man, y'all go look it up, man, because that is something that you don't want to miss. Anyway, I'm Jack the Cigar Enthusiast. See you guys back April 11th with Pete Johnson from Tatawahe Cigars. I'm Jack the Cigar Enthusiast, and I'm gone.